Gospel according to John chapter 15.
Glory to you, O Lord.
As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. I have said these things to you, so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends, if you do what I command you. I do not call your servants any longer, because the servants does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to you everything that I have heard from the Father. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask him in my name. I am giving you these commands so that you may love one another. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ. You may be seated. You will not have to stand for the whole sermon, I'll tell you. You know, each person's life story ought to be a love story as well. A story of uplifting and confirming relations should surround every person on this earth. And we have been talking about our life stories in many groups during our 5 years here in Switzerland. We have been talking about it in Bern, in Lausanne, as well right now in the Geneva area. And we have been talking about it also in our confirmation groups. And in all groups, we have been helped to open ourselves by a small bracelet that we all have got. Are there anyone in here who has got this bracelet? Hey, look at the Swedes! Wonderful. It is even called the Pearls of Life. And this Protestant rosary was developed by a former bishop in Sweden, Martin Lönnebo. And it has been used and is used by hundreds of thousands of people here in Europe, as well as in the States, I know. In many languages, and it describes a parallel life or love story of not only myself, but also of Jesus Christ. Let me tell you about it. It starts with the golden God pearl, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. And holding the golden pearl in our hands, we have been singing in our groups as a, may you call it, what do you call the Coca-Cola Light? This is the Credo Light. Sorry, but Coca-Cola. This is the Credo Light. And we've been singing, you are infinite, you are near me, you are light, and I am yours. You are infinite, you are near me, you are light, and I am yours. Can you sing with me? You are infinite, you are near me, you are light, and I am yours. You are infinite, you are near me, you are light, and I am yours. Wonderful. And on each side of the golden God pearl, there are two sand-colored oval pearls. And you may actually find them here and there in this bracelet. And those pearls remind us of the importance of stillness, of silence, of pausing. To stop sometimes in your life to reflect on where you are and how you are, so you can go on with your living and loving. The next pearl is the small I pearl, me pearl. And it's very close to the golden pearl, so I can actually reflect myself, mirror myself in the golden, wonderful, big pearl, because I'm made in the image of God. That pearl is me, Per, or Marianne, or Ingrid, whoever carries this small bracelet. And all through my life, reflecting myself, I ask myself, who am I? Who am I? Do I trust myself? Do I love myself? And at the same time, being sure of being in the image of God, I may say, I am loved. I am lovable. I am yours. And at the same time, this tiny little white pearl also tells about the incarnation of God in the true image of God. It is the Christmas pearl. And in that pearl, we may almost hear the sound of the newborn Jesus baby in the stable in Bethlehem. The beautiful sound of a newborn baby. And then the small I pearl is touched by the large white baptism pearl. My eye is meeting a you. Me is meeting you, the you who created me in my mother's womb. And baptism is the declaration of love that God gives to us as human beings. But it also talks about the baptism of Jesus in the Jordan River 30 years after his birth. And the Spirit flies over his head, and God declares to Jesus, as well as to everyone who is baptized, you are my child, the beloved. With you I am well pleased. Such a wonderful declaration needs a moment of silence and of reflection. That's why there's another oval pearl after the baptism pearl. So directly after Jesus was baptized, the Holy Spirit led him in the wilderness for 40 days, as you know. And where he in the dry desert prepared himself for his mission. And we all walk in our life, into our life deserts, now and then. Times of drought and privation, of doubts and struggles, and the sand-colored desert pearl reminds us that we cannot avoid the desert times in our lives. We may even need them in order to find clarity and important decisions for our lives. So by walking through the dry desert, we may become more mature. Then after another pearl of silence, there is the beautiful, my favorite pearl, the beautiful, it looks black, but it's blue. It's blue. The wonderful blue pearl, which is the let go pearl, the let go. It encourages us. Life is joyous, friends. Life should not only be about demands and worries. Life is a gift to be enjoyed. Relax. Let go. Carpe diem. Seize the day. And Jesus tells us, do not be anxious about tomorrow. Tomorrow will look after itself. This is my favorite pearl. I need to listen to it over and over again. It also says something about actually how we look at time. To most of us, time is chronos. Chronos. The measurable time. What time is it? What time is it? Are we too late? And we look at our watches and we look at chronos. This is the chronos. And there are many idioms talking about chronos, like time flies, to save time, to be on time, to be out of time, to be short of time. Time is money, time consuming, time demanding. Do you recognize all these idioms? Yes, unfortunately. Another way of looking at time is kairos, which is the good moments, when time seems to stand still or when time is ripe. It's all about those moments where there seems to be no time, moments of eternity. Kairos is the time of God in the middle of chronos. The time that by grace, gratis, free, is given to us to be enjoyed, and where life often finds new depths in stillness and clearness, in joy and thankfulness. So the blue let go pearl reminds us about our need of kairos in our lives. Let go. Seize the day. And then comes two pearls with the same red color. Last weekend, actually, a small group met in the Geneva area, and we talked about those two red love pearls. And we all thought that it actually was as it should be, that love needs two pearls. Love is the most beautiful and important part of our lives. All you need is love. Will we sing that?
We did last week.
You did last week, all right, okay. At the same time, love is fragile. There's another pop song, Love Hurts, right? Love needs two aspects in order for us to understand its fullest essence. The first love pearl wants to submit that every human being is unconditionally loved, like a child is loved by his or her mother. This is the Mother's Day. Yes, an applause for all mothers. Unconditionally loved are most children in this world by their mothers and, of course, their fathers. Every person needs to receive and experience that love in order to be able to love. First loved, I may love. And the second pearl points out that love is not only about receiving, but also, of course, about giving. Sometimes the second pearl is called the pearl of sacrifice, because it talks about the kind of love which is willing to give up everything, even life, in order to have someone else to survive. Like Jesus, of course, on the cross. And the cross turns towards us with open arms, saying, love one another as I have loved you, as we read in the gospel. And after the love pearls, there are three pearls of mystery, three secret pearls, reminding us of the need of prayer. I have put into these three pearls my three grandchildren that we have got during our 5 years here. But you may put whatever into your pearls that need your prayers in order for them to be loving, reflecting people. And then comes the black pearl, the night pearl. It is the Good Friday pearl, reminding us about life's pain, suffering, and death. To live means to die. On the cross, God, through Jesus, shared our suffering, our pain, our sorrow, our hopelessness, our dark nights, our anxiety. On the cross, God went through the darkest night of every human being. Whoever takes the night pearl in hand may remember God does not leave us alone, not even in the darkest hours of our lives. The night pearl is not the last pearl, though, on this bracelet. It is not the end. Before we return to the golden God pearl again, there is one more pearl. Our life journey does not end with death. There is a continuation. Our life journey is a journey from death to life. From despair to hope. From darkness to light. And the white resurrection pearl is the Easter Day pearl, saying, don't worry. Christ has opened the door to eternity. Follow him through that door. After your life journey, you will be welcomed again to the one who once wanted you, created you, and loved you. Welcome home. So, every person's life story ought to be a love story. From every human being, you may actually hear a cry, a call. From the cradle until the very last sigh, every person calls for the same thing. And it is often actually to hear it, because the cry is often in the shape of a whisper. But the call is the same all over the world. Here I am. Love me, love me, love me as I am. And that call needs an answer. Otherwise, life will never become a love story, a meaningful love story. So love me, cries the newborn baby into the world in its first cry. Love me, begs the child in front of the media screens in his home. Love me, shouts the silent graffiti from the walls of the city. Love me, whispers the teenager behind her masks of unsure roles. Love me, begs the woman who has been beaten by the man she once loved. Love me, whispers the divorced man longing for his children. Love me, cries the immigrant behind the walls of the wealthy society. Love me, calls the old woman who has been forgotten at the old people's home. So listen to the calls. Listen to the whispers. Listen to the sounds of love crying around us. See how everything is longing for the womb of love. Love me, we may hear from the corn in the fields and the flowers of the summer meadows. Love me, whisper polluted rivers and threatened woods. Love me, groans the whole creation to be set free from its bondage. But listen, pay attention. From the cradle in Bethlehem, from the cross and the open grave in Jerusalem, from the water in the baptismal font in this church, and through the bread and wine shared among us, God whispers, I love you. Love yourself. Love one another. Love creation. And love me. Amen. What time is it? And before I say the definite amen, I would love to share this bracelet to two persons that I've known for many years. I think Terry is the oldest friend of mine in this place. We met 23 years ago in San Antonio in Texas, actually around this time, in this mission conference. Terry, I love you. I would have loved to give you all this bracelet, but my salary does not afford it. I'm sorry. But Luz, come on. We met in Rio 21 years ago, 91. Thanks for your friendship, Luz and Terry, and all you others that I've known for quite a time. I love you, Luz. Thank you.